Hi, I'd like to talk a little bit more about retirement. Retirement can be the best years of your life, and it can also be the worst. Now, I'm no expert on retirement. By that I mean I haven't studied it. There are people who have done so, and they are very knowledgeable. My viewpoint on retirement comes from experience. I've been out of the paid workforce now for 28 years. Took voluntary redundancy at 59 and I'm now 87. Earlier on today, I was watching a video by an expert in the field of retirement. I'd like to recommend him because over the past few weeks, I've watched a fair bit on retirement, various people putting forward their views. Many of them, of course, are not even retired yet or have only been retired for 3 or 4 years. This man, I suspect, has been retired for longer, and his name, I'll give you it here. You can take down the details because I was watching his workshop, and I think it is very beneficial for anyone who is thinking about retirement or is in the early stages of retirement, because he deals with it very thoroughly in an hour-long workshop. Now, here's his name, Dr. Riley Moynes. That's M-O-Y-N-E-S, Dr. Riley Moynes, and his workshop is called The 4 Phases of Retirement, and it's a live presentation before an audience. I think it is worth watching. To my own point of view, I think there are 3 aspects of retirement we all have to take into consideration. You could call them the body, mind and soul of living and of retirement. Body being physical, mind being thought processes, and of course soul being the spiritual aspects of our beliefs. Now, when we retire, it's best to retire, of course, still with our mental faculties intact and our physicality intact, nice and fit and ready to go. And as they say, in the first few years of retirement, if we retire in a healthy state, we're in the go-go stage. Plenty of energy, plenty of enthusiasm, plenty of aspiration as to what to do. As far as the mental side of it, body, mind and spirit, I believe very thoroughly that we need to have an aspect or a belief within us of lifelong learning. Never give up. Never say, now I know it all. I can remember once reading a book. I don't like to cast aspersions, so I don't know the name of this person. But I remember about 50 years ago reading something, and this fellow said, oh, I've read a book once. It was the book written by Errol Flynn. He was proud of the fact that he'd read one book in his lifetime. Now, if you're a lifelong learner, you've probably been reading all of your life and reading to educate yourself as well as to entertain and amuse yourself. You might have even taken up writing. So writing and reading go together. The next thing after that, of course, is speaking, which brings me on to the last aspect. You might call it the soul. We get to the stage where we have an adventurous life, or a dull life, whatever it might be, adventurous, hopefully, and then we consolidate that as we grow older into our middle age and old age. We retire and we have that within us. We are now a very different person in the mind and in the body for that matter than we were 30, 40, 50 years ago. We've changed and we will continue to change. But if we realise, and this is where it becomes quite spiritual, if we have the belief, or better still, the knowing, that we are immortal and our bodies are not, then we put a different aspect on it altogether. We live knowing that whatever we learn, whatever we take, the values, the qualities, the gifts that we've developed, if we think to ourselves, well, they go with me when I die, it makes such a big difference. Whereas if we think it's all null and void, it's going to come to nothing anyway, then we dread growing old because we think we're going to become nothing. Even that, when you think about it, it's not bad. If there's nothing and no thing and void, what have you got to worry about? But that's one way of looking at it. The other point is, I believe you need all those three. Good physical fitness, a keen mind that is still wanting to learn things, and a purpose which gradually evolves from the unique qualities, the qualities that only you have in that degree, that you can share with others and teach to others, because service to others is what gives meaning to our lives in retirement. I hope you got something out of this video, and check on Dr. Moynes' workshop. It really is worth viewing and noting.